Help me to show your love to Hope in the same way you've always loved me.
Today we're talking with Philip Schaefer, who played the character Bob Kearney. Welcome, Philip.
Thank you.
Tell us about your introduction to the film in the audition process. What made you want to be part of this film and this kind of story?
It's been a wonderful process. We found each other through various actor websites for breakdowns, as they call it, and I found it quite interesting. And so I was able to audition remotely because I live here in the Metro New York area in Connecticut. And it's just a gripping story. A lot of the scenes I was in were pretty dramatic and pretty emotional. And, you really had to kind of reach into your acting grab bag to really play the role and be honest and sincere with it, not just pretending to act. And so you have to get into the character, you have to get into the situation, mainly of the relationship between Bob and his daughter, Hope. We did this all pretty quickly, and we're quickly jumping around different scenes. But I think the results turned out well. So I hope people watch it and enjoy it.
So what got you excited about playing Bob Kearney in Chasing Hope?
I know of families that, unfortunately, they are estranged, the parents, from either the mother or the father or both for one reason or another to their kids. And I find that sad. And you're kind of rooting for the family to get back together because, unfortunately, we're not here forever. And, you could really try to use this to feel hopeful and feel that, on both sides, if necessary, forgiveness. And in my mind, you're rooting for both of them. And I'm glad at the end, the story works out well for them.
Can you think of any moments during filming where your own beliefs or values aligned with the message of the film?
Well, it was certainly touching where just things weren't going well, and I'm in the church praying to God and, trying to see if the powers that may be could help me reconnect with my daughter that we've been estranged from for obviously quite a long time. And so that was important and meaningful to me because sometimes you need to reach out beyond just things that you could do and certainly hope for the best. And luckily that happened. Doesn't always happen, but in this regard, it did happen and things were wonderfully reconnected.
What do you think makes the relationships Bob has in the story either complicated or interesting in some way?
It's complicated because the backstory is that Bob lost his wife, Hope's mom, I guess when Hope was young. And so my character, Bob, had to raise a single child the best that he thought he could and should. And I was probably angry and upset and hurt that my wife, her mom, passed away way too soon. And so I'm sure a lot of that anger and sadness and disillusionment, were working against me in trying to raise her. In retrospect, I realized I did a lot of things incorrectly and could have done a lot better job. But, up until a certain point in the film, I had no chance with no guarantee of anything progressing at all in the storyline and in the film. So I'm glad it did. But, again, there was no guarantee for any of this.
So were there any scenes that really challenged you or threw you for a loop? And if so, how did you tackle those?
Well, shooting a scene in a real graveyard is always a bit of a challenge because, that's really sacred ground. And, I just wanted to make sure that I was being respectful of the scene and of the where we were filming. And in the church as well, at the end, I was actually breaking down myself, reading the lines because not just being an actor. I mean, if you're a person with some empathy, you feel bad about what you've done. I really felt sad about it. And so those weren't fake tears or fake emotions. Those totally real for me. I really, hit home and, for a loved one that you realize how you really hurt them and felt bad about it and was hoping and luckily getting that forgiveness that doesn't always come around in life.
Do you have any funny or interesting stories from working with the cast or crew?
It was a very professional set. Samuel sort of wore 14 different hats and is very adept at what he does in directing, with the filming, making sure that his partner doing the sound was right up to speed. We had very little downtime when we were on set. It was really quite amazing because, I've been on film sets for major episodics in the New York area and more significant feature films. And yet Samuel pulled off just an amazing feat. And you see it in the final version. You would think that if you turned the camera around and panned around 360, you'd be seeing 10, 15, 20 people run around doing important things. But most of the time it was just me and maybe Layla in the scene and maybe the sound guy and Samuel. Penny was there at times, but that was it. It was it was very strange, but I felt comfortable because Samuel just was really tied in, honed in, knows his craft very well, and didn't need a lot of assistance and a lot of other technical people doing their job. So I found that astounding, and I've been on a lot of film sets over a bunch of years, and I was astonished of what the crew was, which was basically one or two people, and the results still look the same or better than so many things I've been in. It was striking, really.
What do you hope people will take away from your character's journey in the film?
Well, I'm sure there are plenty of people that are out there that have gone through one way or another the situation that Bob Kearney was in, whether it's dealing with a loved one, a family member, a friend, of just things going awry, and the sense that things aren't always for the worse. That if people are receptive enough and be able to forgive enough from both sides, there is hope of rekindling and reestablishing friendships and relationships with family, with friends. It's a kind of an important message. There is, and it's interesting. The title is "Chasing Hope," and hope is still not just the lead character, but it's a message about hope and forgiveness, which are both obviously very positive things to have in life.
Well, thank you so much for being with us, Philip. It was a fun conversation and our pleasure to talk with you.
Thanks, Philip.
Absolutely. Good luck to all of you, and good luck with the film. It's wonderful.